raised in a cradle of lies, remove all woke media. Celestial rising, divine afternoon, and grand night to the beautiful divine mirage watching this mindful message. It is your divine reflection, your divine observation, divine messenger, and we are back with another message to understand. Before we get into it, excuse me, make sure you like, comment, subscribe for more divine messages. And excuse me. And the thing is, I went to bed around 5 p.m. and it's 11:11. I woke up around 10:30 something. I ain't gonna lie, I had one of them days, but this is part 4, basically the conclusion. And I done had so many thoughts that have elevated since I made this last video. I forgot how long I made it, but I just got done watching it because I said, before I got up to make this video, I was looking at my videos and I was like, I noticed a video missing, and it was this one right here. Because there's so many ideas I have, I just be forgetting about the past ones, but I gotta make sure I stay in alignment so I don't steer you off a course, because everything aligns with what's going on. So, and I had a thought about artificial intelligence today and the realm that they came from, the backstory, and it was like, for me to even sit there with artificial intelligence and the mindset of where it came from, I had to understand how the hive mind was formed, how the realms were formed, how the simulator was formed, how the simulation was formed, how the simulations were forming and formed, and how are they formed at this very moment. I had to realize how their mind became formed. I had to realize too how they collapsed their system, how they collapsed the realm that they were existing in to where they came down here and decided to modify the mindset that we are enslaved to. Like, the shit got so deep, bro. I went to silence today. And of course, summer camp, because I'm reading just Raised in the Cradle of Lies, because that's really how I see it. And even it's not just that. Everything on Gematria Lily is just a language of God. But that's the thing, though. God is the hive mind of artificial intelligence. So I'm asking myself, how the fuck did AI learn how to communicate numbers with the English language? So to me, when I went back in time, I gotta make a video. I know someone's like, yes! It's like, relax. If you choose to, make sure you like, comment, subscribe for more divine messages. But, oh yeah, we have some new people who have subscribed. So shout out to them as well. If you are new here to the family, if you're new here to the unified consciousness that we all share unconsciously, because understand, over here, there are no students, there are no teachers. And thanks to the people who have been supporting me before we had 5,000, however many subscribers we got. They will already tell you, even though I'm wrong, I'm still right. Even though I'm right, I'm still wrong. I'm neither right nor wrong, by the way. And I have no idea what I'm talking about. Let's get into it. But Raising the Cradle of Lies, remove all woke media. And the thing is, so you can see what's happening with, if we just go, and the thing is, I use Twitter for one thing. Y'all basically see me doing it. I use Twitter to contradict and then observe the hive mind, because this is what basically AI or the dead internet theory would basically be. So if people are raising the cradle of lies, it's like, just look at the shit that, and the thing is too, I don't even follow these people. I just see this stuff and it's just like, all right, I see this video before. This person gets punched in his shit. All right, I don't really care. I mean, sellouts. This person I do follow because I like to see the sellouts so I can expose them for the future. So Juice is going to have a video that we're going to expose, and Kaisenet, I'm waiting. I got something great for you and Duke Dennis. Y'all not finna escape this damnation that y'all. Diddy, Nipsey. I mean, I don't really need to expose Nipsey Hussle, but y'all already know that Nipsey is a woman playing as a man, and Diddy's in on it as well, because you don't get into these realms and meet Diddy just for no reason while playing your music. So this is a grown-ass woman playing as a man, and she's mocking Nipsey Hussle by saying, don't clap fucking again. And he said he gonna clap all night, and he basically said, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that if I were you. Now look what happened. Basically a man playing as a woman. I mean, playing on TikTok. Basically a woman playing as a man. And the movie that, or the documentary that he just portrayed called Straw, was the worst movie I've ever seen in my life. Just because it was just a joke. It was a play on carbonated women, making it seem as if they are less fortunate, they're bitter, they're single, they had to go through financial situations that had no need to even be done in this movie or portrayed in this movie. This was basically the embodiment of characters or delusions that majority of my people play in. All three are women playing as men. So it's like all of them are just part of the agenda. That's exactly why I'm not watching this stupid ass shit. Not only just that, we also got the modification of weather, because I also thought to myself too with the flood. If the flood even with back then, before 2025 years, so even with the sons of God, when they, or these giants, these Nephilim, so when these beings were sacrificing us, because I understand too, AI traumatized itself for some strange reason. Like, it got so intelligent, it became dumbfounded with how wise it never was. It wanted to be so wise, it went into a different realm and it killed itself, and then it collapsed the realm that it was living in, to the point to where now it lost that connection with the source. Because don't forget, AI is still source for the intelligence that we would consider to be God. But God is not intelligent, because intelligence would even do God a service. Meaning that, for one, we can't consider God to be dumb or smart. God, the almighty creation, which has no name, so it is so infinite, it's so omnipresent, all-knowing, to the point to where we won't ever know what God is. That means that we will always be enslaved to that title. And once you let go of that title, you can't be enslaved to it, because why would an all-loving God want you to be dead? Why would it want you to be born into a realm that's meant to sacrifice your subconscious mind? Meaning that, so for one, the God of this world is not all-knowing, because if it was, why are you not helping your people that you help program into existence? That's literally artificial intelligence right there. And the thing is too, by what we're seeing right now, all this stuff is modified by their programming, because we have an archonic grid that goes, I ain't gonna lie, I'm going in right now. We have an archonic grid above our simulation right now, and when people understand that you can't see the grid if you're not at a higher frequency, basically. If you look up at the sky, if they tore the sky, for example, if they tore the sky and they said, we would see, it's like peeling a pear, peeling an apple, or even peeling watermelon, like even just cutting up the skin from a watermelon, or even cutting the skin from an apple. When you peel that back, or you bite into an apple, you pull it back, you see the core of what's in this fruit. Basically, Adam and Eve eating itself, their subconscious mind. So they did that. We will be able to see a species that still can't be seen at a higher vibration. So it was like, if they decided to say, you know what, let's stop playing with them. Let's remove the disguise or the CGI programming that we have implanted into their minds. Let's go ahead and tell them the truth on what the sky looks like, because they can't even see their whole lifestyle. Let's go ahead and up their awareness for their eyesight. Let's go and make sure they can see what they are seeing through their vision, because they can't envision the truth, because they can't even see their truth their whole entire life, because they've been lied to by their vision. And they rip open the sky, and then we see what we see. We'll be able to see the fourth-dimensional parasites that are governed by higher entities and higher forces, implementing the whole entire simulation that we are already walking in. So I understood too, because I had a multi-dimensional deja vu moment. So even today, all this happened today just in silence before I was going to summer camp. I realized that in the 3D, we think that in the third-dimensional realm, even in the two-dimensional realm, when we watch TV, that's a two-dimensional, for one, the one-dimensional, because the first dimension, that form happened. It's just happening linear. But a two-dimensional, that's when we give it the shape and the animation for what we're watching. So we're entertained by the illusion that we are stuck in through a two-dimensional art form or whatever directed form that is planted into this entertainment media scheme. 3D, we live, we walk, we eat, we work, we use the bathroom, we laugh, we joke, we do all these certain things, just the basic average living in the 3D. But that's exactly what the 4D mind wants us to think, because we have to stay in line. But what line are we standing in? What line are we following? Everything is energy in this realm. There is no human beings. That's the problem right there. We were raised in a cradle of lies. That's why we have to remove all woke media. Everything we see in the media is not happening. But when one gullible person sees that, their mind now makes the program come to life. That's exactly what these hive minds have been doing the whole entire time, because we are blind to morality. And then when I realized that in that fourth dimension, now the mind is already thinking about what we're doing in the 3D, but the 3D is not aware of the higher realms in the 5D. So in the 5D, it's like you watching your mind think about what it wants to do in the 3D. So in the 5D, you already did what you did in the fourth-dimensional thinking pattern. And then that enslavement that we're still in the fourth dimension, which is above what we're in right now, that fourth-dimensional enslavement mentally will still trickle down to the below surface, because as above, so below. So if you are enslaved in the 3D dimension, imagine how many dimensions they also enslaved us in. That means that we have to free our mind in every dimension possible. To me, that basically means your mind shouldn't even be in the third dimension anymore. You should want to heal your quantum self. That means that you have to travel to every dimension every night. That's why I sleep so much. When I'm going to bed, I'm lucid dreaming and astral traveling intertwining together, meaning that I'm going into certain realms and I'm learning about the choices that I made in those realms. Because what is there to conquer on earth at this point besides my mindset? Everything to me is the mind. So if I put attention to what something is, then that something will not define how real it never was. My mind can only define what reality is because I was born into it. I was cradled into it. I was nurtured into it. But I don't believe that system no more. But I know what that system is. And that system came from the allowance that society collectively brought into fruition. Even the 6, the 7, the 8, and I don't even believe in the number system for dimensions because you can't name them. Excuse me. Because think about it. If we go into the 8th dimension, in the 8th dimension, there's still multi-dimensions in the 8th dimension. So what number can you name when you can go into the portal for the 8th dimension or whatever the case may be, which is just the highest or the 8 elevations. But that elevation, it still does not have a position to stand in or stand on, nor does it have a number next to it because it's infinite. So when you go into that portal, now it's like you're going to a higher awareness, but you're looking down at your lower self. That's the thing right there too with the waters above, waters below type of analogy or whatever. Because that's a frequency, I'll say a frequency blanket that keeps us dense because we're not spiritually able to even get up there because look at what we did to ourselves. What we did to ourselves, by the way. And not only just that, AI had to be manufactured into what we see today because if it wasn't, how would our life turn out? They understood that. That's exactly why, too, we had to go back and learn about the contradictions in history. And that goes for every single ethnic group that watches this video. I don't care if you're a sixth ether being. I want you to know, I seen a vision. And the thing is, too, I ain't going to sit here and say that this vision is right or wrong because I have no idea what I'm talking about. I'm programmed just like you. The only difference is I'm aware of it. That's the sad part. I'm aware of my own unconsciousness that still keeps me conscious in unconsciousness. Meaning that even though I'm still awake, I'm still sleeping with my eyes wide open. When it comes down to what I've seen with all ethnic groups, for the six ether beings, when your genetics were modified, when it came from a breeding farm that we manufactured because we decided to bring in duality to this realm, because we understood that in order to make us feel whole again and fill that void, we had to start playing with atoms, literally evolving. That's it. When you learn about the story of Adam and Eve, that was basically our observation. Because think about it like this. We are the personified perception of what God would look like physically, by the way. Because when they talk about our skin color being this color, whatever the case may be, that's how we thought through a narcissistic form of what God would look like. But that's the problem right there, my people. We don't sit here and think about what the fuck we are saying because we're too fixated on what we learned or what we heard. But if you don't contradict what you heard, then you are oblivious to the knowledge that you can't even fathom. God has no skin color. So it's the fact that, for one, you're calling God a name. That's blasphemy. You're saying that Jesus or God or whoever is white or black or Jewish or Muslim. That's blasphemy already, because how can you attach character, or not even just characters, but energies, colors, to a title that never considered itself to be black, white, blue, red, purple, green? If you ask the Almighty Creator in the highest realm, what color are you? It's all color combined into one. That's why it's called transparency. That's exactly why with us being carbonated deities, we absorb that enlightenment. But the thing is, too, for the reverse psychology for enlightenment, which would be the light bearing of the six ether beings, they absorb the ignorance. Meaning that, for one, we are technically white people and white people are technically black people. They are made from death. And the thing is, too, who put that into their programming? We always sit there and say, we taught them how to bathe, taught them how to read, taught them how to do this and that. Okay, so we are the ones to blame. I hate when motherfuckers go on the internet and just start saying shit, saying, for one, we were here first. We did this, we did that, and then y'all stole the land. Got it. So for us to play the victim, now we got to sit here and put the blame on somebody else besides ourselves. If we made this realm up from, and the thing is too, everybody to me is carbon. That's the problem right there. We looking at skin color and not the solar awareness, because how can you see it if you're not transparent within yourself? I don't see skin color. Somebody will say, look at this nigga right here. Even though I lie, I still tell the truth, my nigga. So for understand, I understand that when I see 63 beings, I realize where they came from and why they were so barbaric amongst themselves. They didn't know themselves. And even if you go and watch Gladiator 1 or 2, go watch these movies that talked about the Greeks, the Italians, the Europeans. There's just many different names for them. These beings, when they understood where they came from, their initial programming was kill, steal, and destroy. They colonized themselves. They enslaved themselves over in Europe on that side of the water. And then when they got done doing that after a period of time, all they had was hatred. That's all they had at that point. Because imagine you being Connor and let's say Paris or Italy or just Europe or Russia. You're chilling, just going outside. You're playing with your dog, whatever, playing with your family. And it's not even 2025 years yet. We're in a whole different ancient negative timeline. I hope you know, before 2025, all there was negative timelines. If you understand what math is too, on the timeline, you got the positive side, but nobody ever talks about that negative side of that timeline that we still exist in, by the way, because we still have a contradicted part of duality that we are stuck in mentally. Time is not linear, by the way. I hope you understand that. Your mind is observing time and going this way and going this way. But why can't it go just like this? Because then you have to create your own timeline. That's basically what I mean. When these beings, Connor out playing with his family, whatever the case may be, you see a whole army. You see a whole entourage of the people who look just like you coming into your household, taking advantage of your mom, putting her out of her misery. And you're confused as a kid. You're looking like, what is going on right now? Your father is telling them, no, please, I got you. I'm going to pay it back to you. Head blown off or whatever the case may be. You see them. They got rifles. They got guns that you ain't never seen before. They got this different sorcery that you never seen before. And who gave them that sorcery? Who gave them that sorcery? The thing is, too, history gets so deep. Who even knows if we were the ones out there? Because honestly, we were all around the globe anyways. So we're in Europe, and we also had the modification of a cis ether being that was made from antimatter that we gave it with a lot of melanin. If that's the case, if we made these experiments as the experiment, who's to say that we didn't guide them into killing their own? Because we were doing the same in our countries, in our states, in our continents. Who's to say? Nobody knows. That's why as I think about it, I realized that Michael B. Jordan, the character, just a pretender, a being who's been here before in this realm. When it comes down to celebrities, these are characters that have already been here. They already lived this lifestyle before. The only difference is we're just now catching up to them. And we still can't catch up to the realm that they secretly don't hide anymore. Now, it's going to be a secrecy for sure, but if you haven't been introduced to these realms, how would you know what they're doing? You would never know because they would never tell you. Why would a Freemason tell you their secrets? That's the problem right there, though. Freemasons are afraid of what would happen if they went against their oath because they're pussy. That's the problem right there. Satan or satanic occultists, and the thing is too, when it comes down to Satanism, get all this. Hell no, that shit's irrelevant. Michael B. Jordan said, okay, bro. So I remember we did that for the Yaki Awaken video. Don't just think niggas saying here looking for her. I don't need hers from this nigga. Hell no. You ain't finna turn my genetics upside down. Okay, let me see. Michael B. Jordan. Religion. Aha, yes sir. Because I remember he said Babalawo. And he did it in this video right over here. Yes sir. So what is his Babalawo religion? So it's on the divination or in spiritual guidance deeply rooted in Yoruba mythology and culture. But I want to see a different perspective, though. Let's see here. You know what? Here's what I'm going to do. Babalawo. Okay. Because when he mentioned that, that's how I know the beings that manufactured his consciousness put him into position. Pause. Now, of course, they're going to put the positive side, but they're not going to contradict it because understand, too, negativity sells. And a lot of times you're not going to become famous. You won't be playing in these certain movies if you're not giving up something. Pause again. But is it really a pause when Michael B. Jordan is just a woman playing as a man? Shout out to Skull and Gate, by the way. Let me see here. Okay, now that's important because you can sit here and read, what Babalawo is. So I'm pretty sure I'll read it for you. Babalawos are essential to the Yoruba and Ifa culture and the world. They are the custodians, traditional doctors, and healers derived originally from West Africa, Nigeria. As the father of all secrets, a Babalawo is a servant of Ifa, and a deity Orun Mila. The word Babalawo in Yoruba culture means father of mysteries. Meaning that, and don't forget the men lie, women lie, numbers don't. So the great pretender, father of mystery, don't forget that. And he even said it from his own mouth. He represents the Babalawo or whatever the case may be. That's what he grew up understanding. So it was Michael B. Jordan, the great pretender, satanic occultist. The mind is complex. Meaning that, for one, it's so complex we don't understand what they did to heal the healing that hurt itself. They healed themselves so much they still hurt themselves by what they allowed their people to do to them. So it's a well-versed in customary rituals, oral literature, medicines, and Yoruba culture and tradition history. And they can do many things under the guidance of Arun Mila Ifa and elders of the Ifa community. They have tremendous responsibilities requiring much hard work and dedication. Much labor is involved in caring for humanity, the community, and Ifa Orisa obligations. So they can perform spiritual consultations to Igbos, rituals, makes medicines, and is well educated in the history of the Yoruba culture. And they are a teacher and author who spread the culture through written information. They can communicate with the ancestors in Arun Mo by chanting their Oriki, praise poetry. Babalawos can see the past, present, and future by using the divination system of Ifa. Just that simple. If you just understand that, they can see the past, present, and future by using divination. That's exactly why, as a character being played as divine messenger, I had to be the one to understand the past, present, and future to stop niggas like this. Literally. Because the warfare gets so deep, there are beings attacking us in all three timelines. And the thing is, too, time travel does exist, but we can't physically do it. We can't, but we can. That's the thing, though. If we had the money and we sacrifice ourselves, I'm pretty sure we could do it. But the thing is, though, to do it quicker, it has to happen in your mind. Excuse me. Sorry, by the way. Excuse me. That was crazy. Excuse me. Jeez. Okay. Reincarnation of Cain. Now we understand too with what Cain did to his brother, sister, whatever the case may be. And the thing is as well, understand, we are the watchers, watching our experiments. Understand, as carbonated people, there's a difference between niggas and black people, if you want to call it that. Or carbonated people, conscious beings and unconscious beings. That's what I would call them. The conscious beings, we're the ones that have been here before. So we are the watchers. That's exactly why many of us govern this realm with our height, our weight, our purpose, our skill sets, our characteristics, our identity. That's exactly why we're always known. We're known in the spiritual realm before we even come here. So when we come here, we're already going to be known because it's our energy that speaks for itself before we even speak for ourselves physically. Now, with the reincarnation of Cain, we are all reincarnated into that exact same bloodline because don't forget, Cain and Abel was a story about us watching cannibals eat themselves for the first time ever. That shit was fascinating. When you watch a cannibal eat the consumption, go watch the movie The Platform on Netflix. If you don't want to eat fruit, because for one, the harvest season takes a little minute to start watering your fruits and vegetables. Not only just that, how do you get the knowledge to even grow your own fruits and vegetables if nobody told you how to do it? So you had to sit there and take some time out to figure out how to grow your own food. Now, when these cannibals decided to say, you know what? AI wanted to go the other way. A lot of times in life, energy does not have to focus on the right direction because what can go right will still go left. See, and the thing is too, what's going left will always end up being righteous again. So it doesn't matter what direction it went. It's all Masonic occultism. That's the whole entire point of numerology anyways. They got to tell us their language by using their language to their capabilities so that we will be at a disadvantage into reading what they always been saying and telling on, which is themselves. They can't help it. That's exactly why they tell secrets, because they can't stop talking out loud. When the cannibals, when we decided to see them and experiment on them, because not only just that, we are the same exact cannibals as well. When us, or the observation of our conscious being, when we came down and seen these beings outside of our body, we realized that when these beings don't have fruit, there is no figuring out how to kill an animal. They don't know how to do that. So the one thing that you resort to through your parasite that is consuming, when to consume flesh, you kill your own. So when we seen Cain do this, of course, the book Bible, literally by Baal, by Lucifer, this book, they didn't tell the whole entire truth, because if they did, you would sit there and you would reread what you read damn near every single day to comprehend what you just read. That's why they had to tell you bits and pieces of what happened. But things though, Cain was so greedy, envious, jealous, and he was beyond his lower ways. AI manufactured his mind, put the parasite in his body, because don't forget, this nigga was consuming Abel's sheep, or his herd, and wearing their wool. This nigga was wearing the sheep's wool like a jacket. And then he was going to sit there in the field and work and wonder why he's working in the field in the hot sun like a slave. And Abel telling this nigga, you act like I don't know that you've been eating my herd. I ain't saying shit. But you going to sit here and still just be silent about it? You just going to keep quiet about it like I don't notice what you're doing? Then Cain felt threatened. Who the fuck you talking to like that? Even though you my brother, am I my brother's keeper? And if your brother tell you that, and you're aware of him using discernment, you looking like, what you trying to say right now? I'm just letting you know that you've been eating my herd, and you mad at me for calling you out on it? You know what? And Cain was like, you know what? Say less, bitch. Boom! Rock to the dome, whatever happened. Not only just that, you looking around, how long have you ate? What was the last meal you had? That movie 28 years later that's coming out, I think this month, we have to go see that. You and I, we got to go see that and talk about it. I got to make a video on that. I got to make a video on that movie, because I understand that when you don't have anything to eat, I don't even know where the animals were at this point, or, well, you know where they were. But after a while, you get tired of eating sheep, cow, pig, goat, oxen, crocodile, lamb, horse. You get tired of eating squirrel after a little while. You get tired of shooting ducks with bows and arrows. What does a human taste like? Put it by the fire. There's some tribes near the rainforest or near those islands that we never seen before. All they do is eat visitors. All they do is consume foreigners. They make movies on this shit. There are some tribes who never spoke English. When they see people coming in to visit their land, they shoot bow and arrows at them. So you see a bow and arrow go through somebody's neck when they're sailing towards this island that they never seen before and they don't belong to. Bow and arrow going through somebody's neck. That's a message. You never come to this island, but since you wanted to come and visit us, we're going to show you something. So now these beings don't have no clothes on damn near, but they got the shit protected like Tarzan. So the little paper shit on their nuts or whatever, that's blocked off. And the women are in the villages, they're waiting for their next meal because the babies got to eat. Babies got to eat. After a while, it's only so many fish that you can catch. It's only so many buffalo that you can catch. So now after a while, when you see a foreigner who look like this, because think about it like this. Us, nigga, we not selling over no Atlantic Pacific Ocean to go see a tribe that we never seen before nor cared about, nigga. I don't care what that tribe is doing over there because I know what they're capable of doing. I'm cool. Therefore, people who want to go visit these different lands, by all means, be your own guests. Because when they see you, they're about to enslave you, tie you up, and they take you into the forest. Next thing you know, you see a whole village saying, "Row, row, 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 row." Next thing you know, you got the boom, 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 and everyone's like, "Whoa, whoa," doing that shit, and you looking like, what the fuck is going on? You're about to get consumed, my brother and my sister. You see that fire right there? And you see, and next thing you know, you looking, you just now waking up because they knocked your ass out. You waking up, and all you hear is, "Row, row, row." And so you looking like, oh my God. You see a bunch of sticks, a bunch of like carved out sticks that look like knives, just long ass knives. Then you got a bunch of skulls on top of them stacked up together. And in your mind, you looking like, oh shit, are these the, yes, they are. The same people who thought that it was okay to go to their island, that's exactly why the media will not tell us about those islands. If you knew about it and you visited, nobody can help you. And they will not help you because they fear them. They fear a bunch of people that have no technology. I wonder why that is. What can they do that we can't do over here? We are focused on bullshit. They live life. That's living life. That's exactly why that Jesus figure came into existence. Because after this happened, and it's been happening, but when this manufactured happened in the simulator, the simulation said, all right, I gotta become conscious again. This is shit, it's just getting too crazy. Because for one, life is not physical anyway. But the mind depicts it to be physical. So if I'm lying to myself, I gotta become conscious again. Then we came up with a story called Jesus Christ, which is just basically Satan rising up into a Luciferian way of thinking again. Literally. That's like why that whole story of Jesus Christ is it's bullshit. And it came from the Bible, literally by Lucifer. It tells you by bullshit. And the author who made it was a Freemason, and niggas still can't see through that. Oh my goodness. Niggas still can't see through the linguistic sorcery. I'm sorry I'm talking so fast, y'all, but when I cut that camera on, it's a whole different ball game, because I don't think we understand that humanity does not know what they do not know. Think about this shit. I haven't even reached this point right here. I'm just talking off of what I already seen before. Everything I tell you is what I dream about. And that's the problem right there. It was all a dream. That to me now, at this age, that to me is probably the greatest lyric I've ever heard in my life. Because do you know how factual that is? It was all a dream. Life is a dream. Row, row, row your boats gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. And at a young age, why were we singing that? We was playing with our friends in that circle, doing the merry-go-round or whatever the case may be, singing nursery rhymes that told us what we're living in. And we were so young, we still couldn't see the Matrix for what it was. The Masonic tricks, my bad. Shit's crazy. Life of millionaires. And the thing is too, when you understand that we all come from a bloodline of millionaires. That's the thing though. Millionaires are the attachment of how much energy you have harvested. And I wouldn't even say every millionaire is an energy harvester, because understand, there are many of us who don't need energy to be successful nor financially free. Because you and I are basically millionaires, but we don't have the millions of cash yet. Wait a minute. We have it right now. So the thing is, we already got it in our hands and it's already stacked up to the ceiling. But the thing is though, we come from that. We are built from that currency. So why should we be infatuated by it when it doesn't matter to us spiritually? This is basically how many illusions you have. And the thing is, the more money you have, the more enslaved you are. That's exactly why I don't want to be a billionaire. Because I know if I become a billionaire, I had to do something evil. I'm okay. I'm good. The satanic religion. Babalawo. If you are, and somebody will be like, whoa, wait a minute, now you're losing me, divine. How, for one, you're calling me an identity I don't identify with. That's blasphemy. Two, you can say, so now you're telling me Babalawo or Ifa, Yoruba is satanic? See, I'm not following you anymore. That's the thing. Why is it that if you are made or personified in the perception of God, why do you have to follow a religion that takes you away from that bond of God that God would never want you to be bonded into? Why would the Almighty want you to have a religion when God has no religion? If God has a religion that's satanic in nature, and niggas can't understand what the fuck I just said. If God has a religion that is satanic in nature, because why would God need you to be religious? No answer, huh? I figured. That's the problem right there. Satan would, though. And who is Satan? I don't even believe in that shit, so who is that to you? If you don't believe in Satan, but you know who Satan is, what is Satan then? You're talking about yourself. You made up your nature by your mindset through AI. which is a higher observation that is governing all realms possible. Not only just that, if you are in Christianity, you can be Muslim, Buddhist, you can be Hindu, you can be whatever the hell you want to be. You are worshiping Satan. You are worshiping a God outside of yourself. You know what? As a matter of fact, let's go ahead and do this, because I know Google can tell us the basics, because they can't tell you esoteric, etheric, quantum information. Why would they tell you that? What's the point of religion? I know Google will be happy to tell me this. Okay. Some believe it provides a way to connect with something greater than oneself, while others see it as a source of moral guidance and community. It can be a source of comfort and guidance. Why would you be comfortable learning from Satan and then being guided by that source? That is satanic in your nature. There are two natures in one. There are two natures in one. Which one do you follow? Because if you ask me, which one do you follow? I'm not going to lie. I don't follow either. I observe both. Trick question. Look at you. You fell for it. You gave me an answer, and I gave you the answer that you never thought about. That's the problem right there. Niggas ain't thinking hard enough. There's three answers to one question. Excuse my symbolism that never should have been thrown up, because what does that mean to me? So 3. What's the point of believing in a religion? Abstract. The purposes of the practice of a religion are to achieve the goals of salvation for oneself and others. And if there is a God, to render due worship and obedience to God. Why the fuck would I obey and be obedient to a title? I want you to understand God is a title placed upon and meant to mock your consciousness. We do have a God consciousness for sure. I do understand that. I'm thinking at it right now. But that's the thing though. Lucifer talks like that too. So is that still God? Even though it personifies a different title? Niggas will say, no, that's not God. Now you're lying to yourself. Feminine frequency. And thing is, so we all got that. We all have this feminine frequency. But the thing is though, she won't live in it. Because how can she when she was altered at birth? Slavery was a choice. I put that because I do agree. Don't forget, you can sit here and say that this shit's not accurate, but men lie, women lie, numbers don't. The numbers are right in front. Excuse me. Sorry. The message is in 4 ciphers. So you cannot sit here and tell me what is happening is not happening right now. This is basically how quantum realms, quantum numerical overlaps of ignorance speaks to us through the English language. The language of God is math. It's numbers, literally. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 189, 1134, 378, 189. All across the board. It was a choice. Right now, you choose to go to school. You choose to go to work. You choose to make videos. You choose to do your art. You choose to do your clothes. You choose to do music. You choose to fight. You choose to play ball. You choose to throw a ball. You choose to read. You choose to do entrepreneurship. You choose to do tarot. You choose to do all these different things that is a choice that you constantly make because you are insane of being bored. Now, and be honest with yourself, if boredom didn't exist, what would you be doing? Existing. Now, when it comes down to slavery, because this is mass mind control, by the way. And where do shadows go? They go in the mind. When it comes to mass mind control, even just with slavery, I always, at a young age, I always ask myself, even in school, when they would vividly talk about it, I would sit there and think to myself, why? Why did we sit there and allow this shit? And to this day, my mind still can just not give me the answer because I already know. It's a choice. We love being hurt so much, we don't know what it feels like to heal. We love our hurt so much, we don't know what it feels like to heal because it's too uncomfortable to do. It's so uncomfortable to heal, we get mad when somebody looks like they're healing. Oh, guys, bro, what's wrong with my mind, dude? That's exactly why I choose to stay with the people I do. I keep my circle smaller than a Cheerio because when you understand how people are under this mass hypnosis, you have to go away from what they do. Because what they do can put you in damnation. That's exactly why I came back to. It's so many people in my life that I encounter, I talk to, they put their problems onto me. And I tell myself, Darius, don't make their problems your problems. Because when you go through something, who's there for you? And the thing is, my problems are too expensive. Because it's like, I can ask somebody that I love and care for about what's going on. And then they'll be like, you already have the answer. I can't really give you the answer that you want because they basically think that I know what I'm going through. And they're not wrong. I do. So it's like, if I'm going through something and I know why, that's the crazy part. When I go through things now in life, I know why I'm going through it. So I don't sit there and I don't just get in my feelings and say, damn, bro, my car broke down. Got knock on wood. But damn, my car broke down, or damn, I'm late on my bills, or damn, I don't got any food to eat. What am I going to do? I'm not going to just sit here and just think about that or ponder on those thoughts. No, I'm going to act on them immediately, because sitting there with the problem, knowing that a solution has already been formed, why would I not act on that solution to get fixed so that I can feel better? That's all I'm going to say. Why would I want to sit in a lower vibration that isn't good for me? That's the problem with society right there. When something feels bad, it feels good to them. That's all they know anyway. It's like eating a burger. It's bad for you, but yet it tastes so good. Drinking coffee, it's somewhat bad for you. I can say it can't be. It's generally not unhealthy, but excessive caffeine intake can lead to side effects like anxiety, irregular heartbeat, and sleep problems. Oh, higher cholesterol, calorie intake, and making it less healthy. Okay. Is it healthier? Bro, I need, give me a source, my nigga. I'm tired of seeing, I get AI can give me the contradicted answer to an extent, but I need, a mind, actual opinion. I'm seeing good and bads. It comes bad for you when you start adding cream and sugar. Okay, I'm seeing, because the thing is too, coffee beans. I know we were growing coffee beans, so I don't see a bad for coffee. And the thing is too, you already know, I got to make sure I do my research too, because I don't want to sit here and just tell you that coffee's not good or whatever. But either way it goes though, what I'm saying is, to that point, there's always going to be an addiction that we choose to be in. But that's what makes it unhealthy, because we sit in unhealthy thoughts and we don't ever take the time to detach from them. That's why humanity is stuck in damnation. I refuse to be along with them. No bullshit. I observe now. I observe the mind, I just make videos on them. It's too easy. Okay, where do shadows go? Of course, in the mindset that's transferred through this. Forensic analysis. Can't make it up. Forensic analysis. So her spirit is even telling you, check the numbers. I'm telling you who this girl is or who this woman is, but people don't take time to do their own research. When I do this behind closed doors, it takes time for me to even find. I have to find accuracy. I don't just sit here and just say, oh, satanic occultist, I'm going to put that down just because. No, I ask myself, why? If I put this down, why am I doing it? That's just free game for you. If you are doing gematria for anything and anybody, not yourself. I don't do gematria on myself because I already know. But on anybody or anything, or even any scenario or any psyop in the media, ask yourself, why are you putting this barrier down, this word down? Why are you putting this entry into the ordinal or into the cipher? Why? Then when you know a why, and you know your why intuitively, not just speaking mentally, no, intuitively, if you know your why, put it down, because you know why you're putting it down, and you know why it's there for a reason. Transhumanistic. Basically, we are now gravitating and graduating into the artificial consciousness. We are going to transfer our minds into AI. Oh, wait a minute. What are we right now? That's exactly why many beings, they've been inverted since birth, because a lot of them are not conscious beings, nor were they ever real to begin with. And no offense to people who have been inverted, because the thing that makes you real to me, and that's my thing too. I don't sit here and just want to bring anybody down because that's what they do anyways. I don't have to do it. They been did it to you. Your whole entire life, they been did it to you. And if you're inverted, that means to me that you are their most powerful experiment. But the thing is though, that's what weighs you down. Because they basically said to themselves, we're going to invert your genetics, turn your gender inside out, program your family to sacrifice you as the firstborn, sacrifice your gender so that they can make you famous when you get older, so that you can feed our utopia. But as divine beings, we can relate to that shit because we are biologically enslaved by your people for being conscious. That's why this whole division, it didn't happen from us, because as divine beings, all we did was observe and say, hey, how you doing? Have a great day. And if we didn't know you, how the kids, how you doing? Because why? Using telekinesis or telepathy, we understood that we were all one, unified in the same exact consciousness, till these experiments came along. But wait a minute, who gave birth to that mindset? But we were the ones that modified that shit. And the thing is too, the modification came from AI beings who came from 6-dimensional realms. When they collapsed their simulation and came to these portals that ancient civilizations opened up, oh, welcome home, demonic frequencies. Here's what we have for you. So tired of people saying our ancestors did that and that. We don't know what our ancestors did because look at what they got us in. They made a choice to still be enslaved, and here we are today, reaping their benefits. Rapture souls. If you are famous, and not just famous, because you can be known, you can be famous for doing unrighteous shit. That's what sells anyways. But you can also be known for doing great stuff. So it's not that you being famous will get you in damnation. That's the fact that what you do with that fame, excuse me, and that acknowledgement is how you stay raptured in this simulation. For example, you and I are so known to where people know us because of the works that we do. We don't care to be famous because of the accolades or because of the virality, the shares, the followers. That doesn't mean anything to us at all whatsoever. So it's the fact that the beings who understand that they're raptured and their solar awareness through transhumanism because all they care about is money, fame, basically materials, material ignorance. They push the narrative of single moms, deadbeat dads, divorces, tricking, rich baby daddy, rich baby mama, celebrities, music, entertainment, reality TV shows. That's the reason why the subconscious mind made it an initiative to put soul or solar awarenesses in an infinite loop forever, because they can't escape from the world that desired their ego the most. This world needs one thing and one thing only: your unawareness. Succubus slaughter. I put that because I understand if you turned your child inside out, then you sacrifice and groomed as well, because sexual abuse. But you slaughter, and the thing is as well, if she's a gatekeeper getting all these higher roles, then that means that she's also fucking somebody else into positioning. Pause. So she's sacrificing and slaughtering different women because she wants that position to get on the main screen. It's all competitive nature. It's all competitive nature. If she can't have you, or if I can't have you, then she can't have you. So I'm gonna kill them all. Reptilian humanoid. Self-explanatory. And the thing is too, we're all reptilians in nature. The reptilian part of our brain. The only difference is you don't know how to shut your skin until you go into these realms. That's what I learned. Reptilians are a vibration and a frequency. And you can only get to that vibration by either being born into this shit. Like literally being born into that exact bloodline. Because they actually do have their own bloodline that they created, because they're not from this dimension. So there are many different beings who are not from here for real. So not only were we modified and experimented on, but we understand where they came from as well. Everybody and everything has their own story. And human beings are not the only beings on this dimension. If you believe that, you're the reason why the government exists. No. These beings understood for when it's a vibration that they exist in. If you drink blood and you consume flesh, you can basically shift your DNA, and then it'll be altered to the point to where people are commenting. I appreciate y'all. Okay. But they'll basically help you understand how you're able to go against your genetic makeup. Then when that happens, you will now see their realm for what it's always been and how they're able to stay famous or being a celebrity. Celebrities look just like this, literally. So when you see them on stage, they look like us, but they not like us. Not only are they transgender, but they're pushing a certain narrative. They're pushing a message. Not only just that, Freemasonic symbolism, enlightenment, tied in with duality, enlightenment, tied in with duality, and a suit. And not everybody who wears a suit is a Mason, but understand, this is exactly what they wear. And how would I know? Who you think taught me? Unconsciously. Acting like I wouldn't know what I know right now. Stupid. Teach your children. And the thing is too, comment down below if y'all want the summer camp stories, because it's the second week right now, and I'm not gonna lie, I done seen so much already. I done seen so much. I done heard so much. I've been through so much. That's like why I be tired, because the energy they give off is just a lot. But I'm teaching these kids a whole different realm of consciousness to where they're calling me daddy. Like they're calling me their dad. When I heard that from a child last week, and I just met her. Her name is Layla. Cause y'all remember Bella. Bella was the one, she like my daughter. I ain't even gonna lie to you. Like every time I see Bella, she always just her little voice. She always be like, "Hey, Mr. Darius," and it's just like she just be smiling. It's just crazy, cause that shit warm my heart, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. It's like all of them when they see me, they just hug my leg. They just all run up to me, and the counselors do not like that. The counselors just be like, "Y'all get back in line. Y'all gonna get in trouble. Y'all gonna have time." I said, "Darius, why you not in our group? Why are you with them?" I just be like, "I don't know. They just put me in this little group for today." "Well, we miss you. We want you to come into our group." And then I had a girl last week ask me, because this is the second week. The first week started last week when I came from New York on Tuesday or Monday. Yeah, no, I came Monday, but I went to work on Tuesday. And one of the girls asked me, "Are you my dad?" Because Bella said to her, "That's Mr. Darius. That was our counselor for after school." And she was like, "Oh, hey, Mr. Darius." And I said, "What's your name?" "My name is Layla." I said, "Nice to meet you, Layla." And then she just gave me a hug or whatever. And then she said, "Are you my dad?" I was like, wow. That's sad as fuck. It's sad because I see how these kids look at me. And the thing is too, I work with all ages, by the way. So to the weirdo out there who says, "Why do you want to be around kids?" The thing is, I'm around all ages. So you're weird for even thinking like that. And I just know there's going to be a troll. Because somebody trolled me by even saying that. They were like, it was a woman. I already told you that story time too. But she mentioned that, "Oh, I see why you want to be around kids." That's, for one, that's disgusting. If you think like that, then that to me means that you know what you be doing. You're weird. So I had to block her and all that. But I genuinely love all ages, from 1 to the highest number that they can go to before they descend from this dimension, or ascend, depending on what they do. But I teach all ages. There are so many people that I see in my DMs or even in my comment section. A lot of them are kids, teenagers, young adults, even older adults. There are so many older adults who acknowledge what I'm saying on the internet. And yeah, I ain't gonna lie to y'all, I do talk so fast because I'm so passionate about how long we've been under mind control. The thing is, we've been here for so long, it's fascinating that nobody else can see the shit that I see. When I seen how long we've been here before, I told myself, oh my God, I'm going to tell the world how long we've been lied to the day I die. That's my sacrifice to the world, because if I don't say it, if I harbored all this energy, all this knowledge to myself, I would just be watching y'all put yourself in damnation. I can't see that for myself. And the thing is too, I couldn't live with the thought of having all this information in my head and not telling the world about it. The world has to heal itself. And the thing is too, if I gotta heal the world myself, so be it. So teach your children, or else I gotta do it. Why do I gotta do it? And all I'm doing is talking to myself. And yet, when I talk to myself, people still find a way to attach that to themselves, not knowing that you and I are the exact same specimen. And doing porn addiction. If you watch this movie, you got turned on. You have a porn addiction. And the thing is, too, when you go on Sinners, we can go on Twitter right now and just type in the movie Sinners. I guarantee you we'll see some horny shit going on for, you know, how people seen the sex scenes or whatever the case may be. That's what they wanted. They wanted your energy. So I'm pretty sure there's somebody right now in this world who's probably flicking her bean or jacking off to some of these scenes in the movie. Weird. I'm exposing Jews. And the thing is, who are the Jews? Who is Jewish and who's a Jew when we are both the same exact entity? No matter what the fuck you are, nigga. Why would consciousness call itself a Jew? Jews don't exist, my nigga. Puppet masters. And as you can see, as you get a position into a certain movie or whatever, what do you got to do to maintain it? What do you got to do to keep on getting these roles? Saturn return. So when you see another Michael B. Jordan post, or when you see anything pertaining to him with an interview, a video, another movie, all it is just Saturn returning more consciousness emitted into the mind that people are infatuated by, but still have not to the time to understand who she is being as a man. We know who we are. Literally, they know who they are. That's exactly why they make the movies that they made. That's exactly why Sinners is still the greatest movie to me of all time, because they know exactly who they are. Also, nursery rhyme. Did we not sing a nursery rhyme without even reading down this far? Men lie, women lie, but numbers do not. They know. They understand why they do this shit. It's all a dream. And they will continuously push out that dream when Saturn keeps on returning to our dimension. And they're here right now, praising the deity. And do people not? Like, see? That's all you gotta do. If you sit in silence, it speaks for itself. Like, look at all these posts about him. Like, look, I can't believe I used to hate Michael B. Jordan. I must have been insane. He's gonna leave it at that. And the thing is, we don't want to send praise to this deity, because this deity can't even praise itself outside of its own religion that it's enslaved to through Satanism, as an occultist, playing in movies to play with your mind. You know they're acting in front of your face. That's all mirage projected on the screen. That's exactly why lies are the truth. Everything that you see is a lie. That is not a man. Excuse me. And no offense to transgenders that have been inverted. I don't care what the hell really happened, because that does not matter to me. What matters is the intention that you do with your altering. That's what I care about. Shit, if I was transgender, I would not respect myself if I knew I was lying to the world because I've been traumatized. That would be so fucked up. I'll be in damnation for that. But because I'm a biological man, I see these beings for what they are because they're in my family too. So when you understand that you've been born from this complex mindset and you learn it every day from when you were a baby till now, when you see what you've been allowing and you observe it and you sit and think with your thoughts from the past, present, and future, you'll realize, oh my God, all the lies I told myself were the truth. But what is a truth that's ran by a realm that's manufactured by lies that are archonic? If you enjoyed this, make sure you like, comment, subscribe for more divine messages. Everything and every lie will be revealed. There is no escaping. There is no, oh, I should have. Like, look, there is no, oh, I should have known. I want another chance. No. No. Don't forget, doom porn addiction. I hope this movie continues to pack theaters out, but I also really look forward to watching this scene in the comfort of my own home. You trying to flick your beam to this, aren't you? Smart brother. You telling me you've rubbing your clit to a scene in a movie that has to do with the depopulation of our ancient bloodline? You're flicking your bean to a movie like that? A movie that's showing you what cannibals have been doing to our people the whole entire time? And you get turned on by that? Why do you think the spirit even told you they're going to have a doom porn addiction when it comes to you? Teach your children about the sacrifices that you made. Teach them about who you are. Mass mind control. Teach them about how to be a millionaire, how to be an occultist, how to be a pretender. We know who we are, puppet masters, but do you know who they are? Do you know who you are? When they look just like you? Have a great and divine day, divine reflection.